Guys, if you are watching this video, make sure to stick around until the end because I'm going to give you my chart setup that I am using to trade Bitcoin right now, and it's practically guaranteed profits. This is free alpha for you guys, and I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process of what I am seeing from the charts and the more important question that you guys all have in mind of how I am approaching it. So what we have here is the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin, and we can see that it's currently trading at 38K levels, specifically 38.7K. And like I said, in trading, you always want to take the approach of if X, then Y. It's so important that I've written that down here in blue, and I can't stress this enough because this is so important. It's not about making sure you catch the absolute bottoms and the absolute tops, because there's no one in the world who can do that consistently, not even Paul Tudor Jones. So for instance, if we were to make a movement like this, it's not about, oh, who buys at the exact bottom of, let's say, 37.4K. It's about whether we had this scenario in mind and whether we also had a plan for that scenario in mind as well. So I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process of how I'll be approaching the chart that we're seeing over here. So a lot of people have been talking about how this is a phase of accumulation. Some have been saying that this is a phase of distribution. We won't know until there is a clear breakout or breakdown, but just looking at the 4-hour charts, just a few things that I want to talk about. So given that Bitcoin bounces from these current levels, I would say that the 40.7 to 41K regions provides a good short opportunity. And of course, in case we are wrong, we would need to have a tight stop loss somewhere around this level as well. And this would confirm that our thesis was incorrect if we see a breakout above this stop loss, for instance, right? Now, given that we see our stop loss hit, there'd be a high probability that we touch the local highs and break above that level, right? And if that were to take place, that would provide us confirmation that we would have to switch long on our position or buy spot Bitcoin, right? So the best case scenario for a short scenario would be something like this, where we short the local top at around 41K. Now, if that doesn't seem to be the case, then if we actually break out, we'll at least know to buy spot or switch long on our position when we break out. Now, if the price doesn't bounce from current levels and it starts dropping, 35K provides a good long opportunity for us. And for the same position, we would have to set a stop loss, which would be the local lows that Bitcoin formed, right? So when the lows are swept, we would then know to take losses on our long position. Now, then you may have the question, what do we do if we break down through 35K, touch our stop loss, and eventually break down below that stop loss level and continue to mark new lows? Well, you see this black line over here? Below this level, you would want to look for spot entries, not margin longs. You don't want to long futures. You want to look for entries on your spot position. That would be the best course of action to me for the mid to long term. And of course, if you can't do any of this, if you say, oh, Mike, you know what? I'm actually very busy with work. I don't think I'll be able to trade actively as you do. And I'm not sure what to do because you provided all these options and none of them really suit me and suit my lifestyle. And if you can't do any of that, the best thing you can do is, like I mentioned in my previous video, is to simply slowly scale into Bitcoin with only a fraction of your cash holdings. You can also start scaling a little bit into alts to make sure that you have a little bit of exposure and to track the alts that you're interested in. But I think current levels offer an opportunity for the mid to long term so that you can come out profitable. I think we are either very close to the bottom or that we've actually hit the bottom already. Some say that we could see a final breakdown and sweeping the 28.5K levels before we can go back up and potentially reach all-time highs again. But we won't know until the direction is clearly decided. And until then, what we can do, the best course of action we can take to maximize our profits is simply to have a both long and short scenario where we can come out profitable in the end. So it's really that simple. If we bounce from current levels, you want a short. If we don't bounce from current levels and we break down, that provides a long opportunity, right? And if we're in a short position and our stop loss is hit and it continues rallying upwards, then we have our confirmation that we want to switch long or buy spot. Now, in the case of a long position, if our long gets stopped out, we want to look for spot entries, not long entries, spot entries below 33K. So that is it for today, guys. If you guys want to see a more detailed approach to the market and how the overall market looks from my perspective, you guys can always check out my newsletter. Link is in the description to this video below, where I practically provide free alpha, and you guys can check the sample newsletters for free as well. So make sure to do that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more quality content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.